welcome to video 5. I'm going to go ahead and read from chapter 32, verse 20 of the book of Exodus. This is that passage that I told you concerning the children of Israel eating the powdered gold. And he took the calf which they had made, and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. Now, there is more to that than meets the eye, but let's set the stage for what has just happened. Moses has been on this Mount Sinai, otherwise known as Mount Horeb. He has been on this mount for some 40 days. The children of Israel have basically given up on him returning. They don't know if he's dead or alive. And they have returned at the base of the mountain to their paganistic ways and have created an idol out of their gold jewelry and trinkets and have made this golden calf. And they're dancing around it and hooping and hollering as the story goes. And then Moses comes down from the mountain. And he sees this and he's furiated, because you can imagine what Moses has already been through and have done for them. And he has been trying so hard to pull them from this pagan and this idol worship. Well, what he causes them to do is to eat it, to turn it to become into a powder, and otherwise to refine it and to turn it into a powder. So we definitely have a direct reference here of at least those of Jewish descent eating this powdered substance, which I have declared to you to be known as, in modern terms, monatomic gold. Monatomic gold means gold in its singular atomic form, which is basically gold has become a particulate of singular atoms, that the atoms have lost the ability, the gold atoms have lost the ability to bind, and now they are in particulate form, meaning singular, and that is this fine white powder known as monatomic gold. So now that we've got a little bit of understanding, you need to understand more, and it's going to relate directly to a search for immortality. Now, I'm not stating that that's what they're trying to do here, but this is just an uncanny reference that we're talking about. But what I do have for you is prepared some information on Mount Sinai, and this is what you really need to begin to understand. So I'll read here, and then we'll talk about it. Modern-day Mount Serabit, AKA.Mount Horeb, and the biblical Mount Sinai. On this Mount Serabit has been found an incredible archaeological discovery, an Egyptian temple dedicated to the Egyptian goddess Hathor. It was discovered in 1904, but in this temple was made the real discovery of a metallurgist crucible and a considerable amount of pure white talc-like powder. It's the monatomic gold. This powder is spoken of dozens of times, being recorded on its walls, meaning the temple walls, and the stela inscriptions. This powder is that philosopher's stone of alchemical lore, but it is known here as MFKZT. That's an unpronounceable word. The MFKZT is the monatomic gold, or the elixir of life. This temple is the refinery where this substance was produced for the ancient pharaohs. Now look, you have to understand, we're about to break down the description of what's happening on top of this mountain. And when we break down the description and you see what's really going on, and you begin to understand that our God is a God of love, and that he is not an angry God, and that there is no vengeance to be found in him, what we are dealing with is something entirely different, and we are going to reveal what's happened on top of Mount Sinai as a refinery. Thank you for listening.